Welcome to Eclectic. Today, we'll dive into the art of blending vintage charm with modern elegance in your home. If you love the look of Rustic Farmhouse and Shabby Chic, this is the perfect guide for you. We'll explore how antique flair can elevate your space while maintaining a functional, stylish atmosphere. The key to merging vintage elements with contemporary design is balance. Mixing rustic farmhouse items like reclaimed wood furniture with sleek, modern pieces can create a warm, inviting environment. This fusion allows the room to feel both timeless and fresh, giving your space a lived-in elegance. Throughout this video, we'll share expert tips on color schemes, furniture selections, and decor ideas that bring the best of both worlds together. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment below to stay updated with more design inspiration. The foundation of blending vintage and modern elements begins with rustic charm. Reclaimed wood, exposed brick, and vintage metal accents create a solid base for the room's design. These materials offer texture and warmth, which contrast beautifully with the sleekness of modern furniture. Incorporating rustic pieces immediately gives the space a sense of history and authenticity. Rustic elements like distressed wood beams or vintage industrial lighting fixtures bring character to your design. These materials can serve as statement pieces, drawing the eye and providing a timeless backdrop for modern touches like clean-lined sofas or contemporary lighting. By mixing these styles, you create a dynamic tension that feels cohesive and inviting. When designing a space, it's important to focus on the balance between these raw, earthy elements and the refined, polished nature of modern decor. This combination not only adds visual interest but also ensures the room remains functional without sacrificing style. Shabby chic style is all about embracing imperfections and adding soft, romantic touches to a space. Think of distressed furniture with a fresh coat of pastel paint, vintage floral patterns, and delicate lace accents. These elements bring a gentle, comforting vibe to your home while maintaining a chic aesthetic. Shabby chic perfectly complements the more rugged textures of rustic design, adding a layer of softness. Incorporating shabby chic pieces can be as simple as adding an antique armchair or a vintage-style mirror to your room. Soft, faded hues like blush pink, sage green, and powder blue contrast beautifully with deeper, earthy tones found in rustic decor. By combining these styles, you create a space that feels both inviting and serene. Don't be afraid to mix and match these shabby chic details with modern, minimalist furniture. The beauty of this blend lies in the contrasts, the softness of the floral prints and delicate furniture juxtaposed with sleek, clean lines. The result is a space that feels both fresh and timeless. Antique accents are a key component in adding character and history to a room. Whether it's a vintage chandelier, an antique wooden chest, or heirloom ceramic pieces, these items tell a story. Incorporating these accents into a modern space helps blend the old with the new, creating a room that feels rich in history yet completely up to date. These unique pieces create focal points that immediately draw attention. Incorporating antiques allows you to infuse personality and warmth into a space. When placed alongside modern furniture, they serve as conversation starters, providing a contrast that adds depth. A vintage rug, a delicate porcelain vase, or a framed antique mirror can become statement pieces that elevate the overall design of your room. The key to using antique accents successfully is balancing them with more modern elements to prevent the room from feeling outdated. By carefully curating your antiques, you can create a space that feels timeless, elegant, and inviting while still embracing contemporary style. Modern minimalism plays a significant role in creating a balanced, functional space when blending with vintage and rustic elements. The beauty of minimalism lies in its simplicity, clean lines, open spaces, and a focus on functionality. Incorporating minimalist principles into a vintage-inspired room helps keep the space feeling uncluttered and serene, while allowing the antiques and rustic pieces to stand out. The key to successfully merging modern minimalism with vintage charm is restraint. By choosing streamlined, sleek furniture that doesn't overpower the vintage elements, you can create a harmonious space. Neutral color schemes and clean, unobtrusive decor enhance the elegance of rustic accents and shabby chic details, giving the room a calm and spacious feel. Modern minimalism doesn't mean sacrificing warmth or character. The right balance of minimalism and vintage accents creates an inviting, cozy atmosphere without feeling crowded or overwhelming. The clean lines of minimalist furniture complement the more textured, worn pieces, allowing them to shine while maintaining an overall sense of order and peace. Vintage fabrics are a fantastic way to add texture, warmth, and character to any room. Think of soft linen curtains, velvet cushions, or worn-in quilts. These fabrics bring a sense of history and comfort, and they seamlessly blend with both rustic and modern design. The richness of these materials adds depth to the room, creating a cozy, inviting atmosphere that feels both nostalgic and fresh. Incorporating vintage fabrics into your space doesn't require overwhelming the design with busy patterns. Subtle, timeless prints like floral, toile, or gingham can make a statement without clashing with the room's other elements. Layering different fabrics, like a velvet throw on a linen sofa, adds dimension and visual interest, while maintaining a light, airy feel. The beauty of vintage fabrics is their versatility. They can be paired with both modern minimalist pieces and rustic, farmhouse furniture, offering the perfect balance of texture and elegance. Whether it's through a patterned rug, soft throw blankets, or plush cushions, vintage fabrics add a level of comfort that invites relaxation and warmth into the space. Statement lighting is one of the easiest ways to add both function and drama to a room. Vintage-inspired chandeliers, Edison bulb pendants, or rustic iron sconces not only provide necessary illumination but also serve as bold decorative pieces. The right lighting can tie together your rustic, shabby chic, and minimalist elements, creating a cohesive atmosphere that feels stylish yet welcoming. Incorporating antique-style lighting fixtures or industrial lamps introduces texture and personality into the space. These light fixtures often feature intricate metalwork, glass accents, and unique shapes that become the focal points of the room. Combining statement lighting with natural light through large windows enhances the overall ambience, creating a warm, inviting glow. Modern lighting elements, such as sleek, geometric fixtures, can also be integrated into a vintage-inspired space. By juxtaposing the old with the new, the room gains an eclectic feel while maintaining harmony. The interplay between soft vintage lighting and bright, clean modern fixtures creates a balanced and dynamic atmosphere. Rustic walls bring the natural beauty of the outdoors into your home. Exposed brick, reclaimed wood paneling, or stone features add character and texture to any room. These elements evoke a sense of warmth and groundedness, making the space feel cozy and timeless. Integrating rustic walls with softer vintage or modern decor creates a balanced environment, where the sturdiness of nature meets the elegance of interior design. One of the key features of rustic walls is their ability to act as a statement while remaining subtle. Reclaimed wood walls or natural stone can stand out in a room without overwhelming the other design elements. These materials are naturally textural, allowing them to interact beautifully with soft fabrics, vintage furnishings, and minimalist pieces, creating a cohesive and inviting space. Incorporating rustic walls doesn't mean committing to an entirely rough or unfinished look. Smooth, polished wood or subtle whitewashed stone can provide a refined yet rustic feel, offering a more modern twist on traditional rustic design. Paired with vintage or shabby chic accents, these walls enhance the space's timeless quality. Vintage furniture adds personality and timeless charm to any space. Pieces such as antique armchairs, wooden sideboards, or vintage dressers not only provide function but also serve as visual highlights in the room. These unique items tell stories of the past while seamlessly blending with modern or rustic elements. Incorporating vintage furniture allows you to curate a one-of-a-kind space that feels personal and inviting. When styling with vintage furniture, it's important to consider its scale and placement. A large, vintage sofa can become the centerpiece of the room, drawing attention without feeling overwhelming. Smaller vintage accents, like side tables or cabinets, add charm and texture without dominating the space. The key is balancing these pieces with contemporary furnishings to create a harmonious, lived-in feel. Vintage furniture offers an opportunity to embrace craftsmanship and quality that's often hard to find in mass-produced items. The unique patinas, intricate carvings, and sturdy construction of these pieces add a level of authenticity and depth to the room. Whether restored or left in their original state, vintage pieces bring warmth and character that modern furniture can't replicate. Vintage accessories are the perfect way to add character and individuality to a room. Whether it's an antique clock, a collection of vintage books, or a set of old photographs, these small details enhance the overall atmosphere. These items don't just fill empty spaces, they tell a story and create a sense of nostalgia that modern pieces can't replicate. Vintage accessories can tie the entire room together, bringing together the rustic, modern, and shabby chic elements seamlessly. Incorporating accessories like vintage mirrors, porcelain figurines, or brass candle holders creates visual interest and layers within the space. These accessories serve as conversation starters, with their history and craftsmanship adding depth to the decor. By strategically placing these items throughout the room, you can create a balanced space where each item complements the others. One of the joys of vintage accessories is their ability to adapt to different design styles. Whether you're working with a contemporary or traditional design, vintage pieces can be integrated in a way that enhances the room's overall vibe. These accessories often act as the finishing touch, bringing warmth, personality, and a sense of history to the space. Layering textures is a powerful technique for creating depth and visual interest in a space. By combining different materials, such as linen cushions, wool throws, and leather accents, you can add richness to a room without overwhelming it. The interplay of rough and soft textures creates a balanced environment, where each element complements the other. This layering effect enhances the cozy and inviting atmosphere of a vintage-inspired room. The key to successful texture layering is to consider contrast. For instance, pairing a rustic wooden coffee table with a plush velvet sofa can create a striking balance between hard and soft elements. Similarly, adding a knitted throw or woven rug to a sleek modern chair can soften its lines and make it feel more inviting. The combination of textures brings a tactile element to the space, making it feel more lived in and welcoming. Textures also work to emphasize the vintage charm and modern elegance of a room. A vintage lace table runner, a weathered leather chair, or a soft wool rug can evoke a sense of history and nostalgia. By blending these materials with more contemporary fabrics like cotton and polyester, you ensure the room feels fresh while maintaining its timeless appeal. An eclectic mix of decor is a fantastic way to express personal style while adding excitement and variety to a room. By combining elements from different design styles, vintage, modern, rustic, and industrial, you can create a space that feels both unique and full of character. The beauty of an eclectic room lies in its ability to showcase diversity, with each piece standing out while contributing to the overall harmony of the space. When blending different styles, the key is to find common threads that connect them. Whether it's a color palette, material, or theme, having something that ties the elements together helps create cohesion. A vintage wooden chair paired with a sleek modern lamp can look effortless if they share a common color or texture. This blending approach adds intrigue without feeling disjointed, allowing each style to shine in its own way. An eclectic room should feel like a curated collection rather than a chaotic mix. Every item should serve a purpose, whether it's a vintage vase, a modern sculpture, or a rustic side table. The beauty of an eclectic design is that it allows for freedom and individuality, while still maintaining a sense of balance and cohesion. This approach ensures that the room feels thoughtfully designed and not overcrowded. Bold color accents are an excellent way to infuse energy into a vintage-inspired room without overwhelming it. The key is to use vibrant hues in small, strategic doses. For instance, a deep teal throw pillow on a neutral-toned vintage sofa can add a pop of color without detracting from the room's overall charm. These accent pieces can elevate the space, creating focal points that draw the eye without dominating the decor. While vintage furniture and accessories typically lean towards muted or natural tones, introducing bold colors creates a modern contrast that adds freshness to the design. A vibrant red rug or a mustard yellow chair can add a playful yet sophisticated touch. The trick is to balance the boldness of the color with the more subdued elements of the room, creating a harmonious mix of old and new. The beauty of bold color accents is that they allow you to experiment with color trends while still honoring the vintage charm of the room. Whether it's a bright, jewel-toned vase or a colorful painting, these accents can help you achieve a dynamic and personalized space. Incorporating these colors thoughtfully will ensure the room feels alive, vibrant, and full of character. Timeless furniture pieces are the foundation of any well-designed vintage-inspired space. These are the items that anchor the room, offering both style and function. A well-crafted vintage armchair, a sturdy wooden dining table, or a classic sideboard can be the standout pieces that shape the overall feel of the room. These timeless items often feature intricate craftsmanship, adding a layer of elegance and history to the space. When selecting timeless furniture, it's important to look for pieces that have both aesthetic value and longevity. Solid wood tables, upholstered chairs with vintage fabric, and leather armchairs are examples of furniture that not only look beautiful but also stand the test of time. Their enduring design ensures that they will remain stylish for years, offering both practicality and charm. Timeless furniture doesn't need to be overly ornate to make a statement. Simple yet elegant pieces can often add more sophistication to the room than overly complicated designs. A minimalist vintage desk or an understated wooden bookshelf can add the perfect touch of character without taking away from the rest of the decor. These pieces maintain their appeal over time, continuing to enhance the space without feeling dated. Lighting plays a crucial role in enhancing the vintage charm and modern elegance of a space. Vintage-inspired lighting, such as antique chandeliers or Edison bulb sconces, can create a warm, inviting atmosphere that instantly elevates the room. These fixtures not only provide illumination but also serve as decorative focal points, adding character and a sense of history to the space. The soft glow they cast complements the vintage pieces, creating a cozy and nostalgic ambience. To create the perfect atmosphere, mix ambient, task, and accent lighting. Overhead chandeliers or pendant lights can provide general illumination, while table lamps and floor lamps offer task lighting for reading or relaxation. Accent lighting, such as vintage-inspired wall sconces, can highlight specific areas of the room, such as artwork or architectural details. The careful layering of these lighting sources brings depth to the room and enhances its vintage-modern blend. Vintage lighting fixtures should be chosen with attention to the room's overall color scheme and design aesthetic. For example, a brass chandelier with crystal accents might pair beautifully with soft, muted tones and vintage furniture, while an industrial-style pendant light can complement a more rustic space. The lighting choices should align with the room's theme, ensuring a seamless integration that enhances the space's overall vibe. Personal touches are the finishing elements that make a space feel uniquely yours. Whether it's a family heirloom, a vintage painting, or a DIY project, these items help create a connection to the room. A cherished antique clock or a handmade rug can bring warmth and authenticity to the space, infusing it with your personal history. These touches ensure the room feels lived in and loved, giving it an inviting, personalized atmosphere. The beauty of incorporating personal items lies in their ability to reflect your interests, travels, or hobbies. A collection of vintage books, a set of antique plates, or even photographs in vintage frames can add depth to the room's character. These personal accents act as storytelling elements, giving visitors insight into your life and experiences while enhancing the room's overall vintage modern appeal. Lastly, don't be afraid to get creative. DIY projects, like repurposing old furniture or creating custom wall art, can be the perfect way to introduce originality into your space. Personalizing with handmade elements allows you to blend your style into the vintage design, making the room feel even more special. These personal touches complete the space, ensuring it feels like a true reflection of who you are.